They say silence is golden. That's why I took the job. I was burnt out. City life, the noise, the traffic, the constant digital buzzing. It was eating me alive. I needed an escape. So when I saw the posting for a fire, lookout volunteer in a remote national forest in Oregon, I applied immediately. Just me, a 60-foot tower, and miles of endless green pine trees. No internet. No neighbors. Just the radio and the sky. It sounded like paradise. I thought the isolation would heal me. I thought being alone was exactly what I needed. But I forgot one important thing about total isolation. When you are truly alone and you hear a voice, it's not a comfort. It's a threat. The first 2 weeks were exactly what I imagined. Peaceful. My routine was simple. Wake up with the sun, scan the horizon for smoke, read books and sleep. The view was breathtaking during the day. But at night, the tower felt like a glass cage floating in a black ocean. You can't see out because of the reflection on the glass, but everything in the woods can see in. It was the third Friday of my shift. The air was heavy that night. The birds had stopped singing earlier than usual. The crickets were silent. I was sitting by the radio reading a book when I heard it for the first time. It came from the base of the tower. Crunch, crunch. Footsteps. Heavy ones. My first thought was bear. We had plenty of black bears in the area. I grabbed my flashlight and walked to the catwalk, the metal balcony that wraps around the outside of the room. I shined the light down into the darkness. The beam cut through the mist, illuminating the metal stairs zigzagging down to the ground. "Hello?" I called out. "Is anyone there?" Silence. Just the wind shaking the pine needles. I scanned the ground. Nothing. No bear. No deer, just shadows. I figured it was my imagination. Isolation plays tricks on your mind, right? I went back inside and locked the door. But for the rest of the night, I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched. The next night, the sound returned. But this time, it wasn't footsteps. I was lying in bed, drifting off to sleep, when a sound pierced through the thin walls of the cabin. Whistling. It was a melody, simple, 3 notes rising in pitch. Do, do, do. I sat up, my heart hammering against my ribs. We were 20 miles from the nearest paved road. No hikers came out this far, especially not at 2 a.m. I crept to the window and peered out. The moonlight painted the treetops in silver. Then I heard it again, closer this time. Right at the bottom of the stairs. Do, do, do. I grabbed the radio. "Base, this is Tower 4. Do we have any hikers reported in Sector 7? Over." Static. Then the sleepy voice of the ranger, Mike, crackled back. "Negative, Tower 4. Sector 7 is closed for maintenance." You're the only soul out there for miles. Why? I swallowed hard. I thought I heard someone whistling. Mike laughed. Probably just the wind through the vents, kid. Or a mockingbird. Get some sleep. A mockingbird. Right. I tried to believe him. I really did. Until the voice spoke. It was an hour later. I was sitting in the corner, holding a heavy flashlight like a club. From the darkness outside, a voice drifted up. Hello? Is anyone there? My blood turned to ice. It wasn't just a voice. It was my voice. It was a perfect recording of what I had shouted the night before. Same pitch, same intonation, but it sounded wet, distorted, like it was being played through a speaker filled with water. Hello? Is anyone there? It repeated. I scrambled backward, knocking over my chair. Who are you? I screamed. Get away. Silence for a moment. Then, from the bottom of the stairs, the voice replied. But this time it didn't sound like me. It sounded like a mix of me and the ranger, Mike. Open the door. Then came the sound of metal groaning. Clang. A footstep on the first stair. Clang. Another one. Whatever it was coming up. And it was heavy. The whole tower shuddered with each step. It wasn't walking like a human. It sounded chaotic, stumbling, scrambling, moving too fast. Clang, clang, clang. It was rushing up the stairs. I ran to the door and checked the deadbolt. It was locked. I pushed a heavy chest against it. The footsteps reached the top platform. The catwalk outside my door creaked under immense weight. I could hear heavy, rasping breathing. It sounded like a lung puncture. Wheeze, rattle, wheeze. It stopped right in front of the door. I held my breath. Tears were streaming down my face. Open the door, it whispered. But this time, it used my mother's voice. I hadn't spoken to my mother in weeks. How did it know? I didn't answer. I prayed. Then the doorknob jiggled, violent, angry, but the lock held. It stopped. The breathing moved away from the door. It was moving around the catwalk. It was circling the tower. I turned my flashlight off. I didn't want to see it. I huddled in the center of the room, squeezing my eyes shut. Scritch, scritch, scritch. Long, slow scratches on the glass window behind me. I shouldn't have looked. God, I shouldn't have looked. But I did. I turned my head toward the window. Pressed against the glass was a face. It looked human, superficially. It had skin. It had eyes. But the skin was pulled too tight over the skull. The mouth was hanging open, unhinged, impossibly wide. And the eyes, The eyes were just black holes. No white, no iris. Just emptiness. It tapped on the glass with a finger that had too many joints. Tap, tap. And then it smiled. I don't remember screaming. I think I passed out from the sheer terror. When I woke up, the sun was shining. The sky was a brilliant blue. The birds were singing as if nothing had happened. I grabbed my keys. I didn't pack my clothes. I didn't clean up. I just grabbed my wallet and ran. I practically flew down the metal stairs. I didn't look back. I jumped into my truck and drove. I drove until the gas tank was empty 3 towns away. I live in the city now, in a crowded apartment complex. It's loud. There are sirens, honking cars, and people yelling at all hours. Most people hate the noise, but I love it. I sleep with the TV on. I need the noise, because sometimes in the rare moments when the city goes quiet, I catch myself listening for a whistle, listening for my own voice calling out from the darkness, because I know something about the woods now, something they don't tell you in the brochures. If you hear a voice in the woods calling your name, don't answer and don't look.